Hey, welcome to another episode of MLM Renegade. You guys, today I'm really excited. I had this awesome interview with Carly Durst, who is a growing young millennial leader within a network marketing business and has been growing a business just with incredible speed. And so this interview was a lot of fun. She gives a lot of great insight about using technology, specifically social media. But I think you guys are really going to like this. Check it out. So here's the million-dollar question. How are network marketers like us, who've tried everything their upline ever suggested to be successful, and yet still struggled, who grew up with technology and aren't stuck in the 20th century, how are we supposed to grow our downlines in our bank accounts, and yet still have time for real life? My name is J.R. McKee. Join me as we explore how to use 21st century learning and technology to grow our downlines and build lasting wealth. Simply put, this is MLM done different. Welcome to MLM Renegade. All right, guys. Hey, welcome in. I'm really excited today. I've been trying to line up this interview for what feels like a couple of months, but I wanted to talk with Carly Durst, and Carly and I are we met through actually a mutual friend, but Carly's been working in network marketing for a relatively short period of time, and she's what a lot of people might call, myself included, the triple threat. She's young, she's beautiful, and she's incredibly smart. And so the combination of those three is pretty dangerous, especially when it comes to network marketing and some of the things that she's been able to do with social media, especially, and growing out her organization. And so I just want to bring her in and talk with her a little bit about how she's been so successful and where she's found success, and then kind of take it from there. So Carly, hey, welcome onto the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but really, really excited to be here. So I appreciate that.
No, it's the best things in life are worth the wait, right? So I remember an old, and I'm showing my age now, but I remember an old Heinz ketchup commercial where the guy set the Heinz ketchup bottle at the top of some really tall building and then goes running downstairs and walks out with his hot dog and sets it out just in time for the ketchup to actually drip onto his hot dog. And then, tagline was like best things in life wait, or, anyway. Yeah, so there you go, showing my age again. But no, I'm really glad that you could hop on. So you've been doing network marketing for what, 6-8 months now?
Yeah, I think it's 8 months. 8 months.
8 months. So you started just before New Year's, or kind of around the holidays last year.
Yes.
And we had the 4th of July yesterday. So, just to give everybody a level set for everybody. And you've had some incredible and fairly explosive success within your company. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it is. It definitely came with some explosive hard work as well. So it was not one of those lucky things, I can tell you that.
Well, yeah. I'm a big believer that people make their own luck. So I guess let's kind of take a step back and tell us about yourself, where you came from, where you're coming at this from, and kind of how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so I actually graduated from university a few years ago now, and I am currently in marketing for wealth management firms. I've been doing that since I've graduated. And, the industry that we're in now is wellness, health, beauty, just making people feel good. And that's just come so natural to me. And so something that I struggled with too is I love marketing, but I also love sales, but I was never a good salesperson in the corporate world. I just didn't relate to that at all. I didn't follow the status quo. I was not good at the way that sales work in the corporate world. I don't know why, but I knew that I could always genuinely, refer people to things that would make them feel good. That just always came naturally to me. And and so I've been doing marketing. That's fun for me. And marketing and sales kind of go hand in hand. And I kind of got to a point last year when I was about to begin my business. I I kind of got to a point I was like, I'm doing well, but I still feel like I don't have enough. Like I don't have enough. And that usually a lot of people feel that way when they're on a salaried job. They feel like it doesn't matter how hard they work. They still make the same paycheck at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And I didn't know how to overcome that corporate sales thing that I just really wasn't great at. But I wanted to be able to make money in a way that I was rewarded for my hard work. And so, I came across this opportunity and just, thought to myself, okay, I've got nothing to lose, honestly. So let me just try it. Let me figure it out. And I just did what I did, and I just combined my work ethic with that, and it just really exploded for me. And it just goes to show, the wrong person like can't do the right opportunity. Like it just really, really works for you if you put that work in the right opportunity.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. So when you say you combined that work ethic, kind of tell me what was let's say the first 90 days, right? So middle of the winter, this past winter, what was a day in the life like for you?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure I saw the outdoors. I went to work from 9 to 5. Right before I went, so I'd wake up and I would work on my business. Then I'd get ready, get to work. I'd work out somewhere in that time. Probably, I think I worked before, worked on my business before I worked out, after, got ready for work, went to work, and then took a lunch break, would work on my business then, go back to my normal job, continue working, get home from work, work on my business. So every spare moment that I had, I would stay up and I would work on my business. And I think that a lot of people see people who are successful and they maybe see they did it quickly and they see it, but they don't know that I was sitting there working probably 20-hour days. Realistically, I was. And it's because I just felt like this was just the opportunity. I've been sitting there complaining, wanting an opportunity like this, and it's just handed to you. And you can either work with it and do what you need to do in order to be successful, or you can kind of let it slide by you. And I knew I didn't want to let this opportunity slide by me. So I sat there and I worked those first 90 days. I knew that was going to be so important. And I put everything that I had into that, and it insanely, massively, massively paid off. And I actually I would work probably between 18 to 20-hour days, honestly. And I would sit there and I would, just do everything that I could and that includes personal development. I sat there and I would listen every time I got in my car. Every time I got in my car, I did not listen to music for probably the first 90 days. I would listen to personal development podcasts, audiobooks. I would listen to anything. Success leaves blueprints. So I was looking for the blueprints of the millionaires, the people who are at the top, the people who, at the top of any business. What did they do to be successful? And that's just what I focused on completely.
That's awesome. It's funny you're talking about blueprints, and that's one of these things. This idea that that I keep seeing overall is that these what I'll call success frameworks. Right? There's the blueprint or a framework that leads to success in just about every avenue, every industry, every sort of thing that you're trying to do. There's success. There is a framework that works within network marketing. There's a framework that works within corporate marketing, which you do for a living, right? Which there's success. There's a framework for mowing my lawn, right? I know how it looks best and which way I need to, pull the mower to get the right lines in it so that it looks good. There's a framework for all of those things. In fact, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I don't know if you can see it. It says, "Work for the system or build one." And it's a mantra that I'm adopting because I want to build one. That's my goal. And that's part of the reason why I do this podcast. And a lot of this podcast for me isn't so much, hey, look at me, look at all the cool things I've done. I mean, I've got to do some cool things. I'll admit that, right? But it's more about, hey, watch me and come along with me as I do this really cool thing that I am nowhere near getting there yet. And so I guess in that regard, I mean, what's your kind of ultimate goal? And a lot of people say, what's your why, right? Which gets kind of squishy. But kind of what's that thing that you've set out there, that goal that you're going after that you want so much you can taste, but you're not there yet?
Yeah. So I'll be honest, when I first started, like I said, I had no idea. I was just giving this a shot. A few extra $100 would have been great. Ended up, doing that quickly, but I kind of realized, I was like, wow, this is so much bigger. And, I come from a background of, my parents have been divorced my whole life. I grew up half pretty well off and half pretty poor. So I've kind of seen both ways of life. And I've seen the struggles that come with financial struggles. And I've seen, that the things that come up when the emotional hurt and pain, when you have to tell, your family or yourself or your child no, because you just can't do that for them this month. And that could be sending them to soccer lessons or something like that. Just, not being able to do things because of someone's financial situation. And then you're finally put into this opportunity where you can create your own financial situation. You can achieve anything that you want. And that's what I realized I wanted. Like, I want to be completely financially free and independent of all worries. And it's not for the sake of just to do whatever I want, but it's so that when I have, future family, we can take those trips that are going to be lasting memories together, and we can do all of these things. And if, I did mention to you earlier, I have a sick mom, and not having to worry if a parent gets sick or if a child gets sick, not having to worry about, any of those bills. Like, that's what's important to me, because I grew up with those struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that you don't have to have those struggles in your life. Like, we have this predisposed thought that we have to struggle, being successful. It has to be a struggle. You have to struggle in life to, go through things. You don't have to. And so I don't want to struggle. And that's what my why and my big goal is. And now, being 24 years old, I want to achieve that by before I'm 30. I want to be semi-retired by then. And I absolutely can do that. And so it's just incredible that people just don't even realize that that's out there, and that people are doing it every single day. And I see people, I have this conversation all the time. I see, people struggling, and I'm like, there's so many other options out there. And that's what I've really brought my kind of mantra into. I'm like, I want to go educate people on all the options out there for the things that they want to achieve. And I think that really shines through as a leader. And when you really want to help people, it comes through, and you can really, really help a lot of people in the business that we're in. And that's also my other favorite thing. So I'm not sure if that really answered your question.
No,
Did you
totally.
kind of go? But yeah.
No, that was awesome, and I'm totally jealous. I wish I had been in the similar state, that at your age,
Yeah.
that you are now. So, and you guys, she's being very, very humble when she talks about, a couple of $100 would be nice. I have a pretty decent idea of what she did. I don't know the dollars and cents totally, but it was definitely a multiplier of that. So she definitely deserves a pat on the back for that. But so Carly, tell me this: when you're bringing on a new team member, right? You've actually, no, let me step back behind that. When you are looking to find new team members, kind of what are some of your go-to moves at this point that have become almost automatic? That it's like, okay, if I do this, I will get this. Like what are, again, looking for those frameworks that we're looking for success?
So I actually changed my framework recently, and it's been so much more successful. So this might be really helpful for some people who maybe are struggling to build a team.
Mm-hmm.
So any network marketing business that is legal and done the right way and not in jeopardy of being shut down in the future should be a product selling business. It should be. It should not be about who you can bring in and make money. That's not the right way to go about things. It just never is. You can be a leader of people who are product sellers. That's fine too. But I've had so much success when I have great customers that turn into business partners. This is a product selling business. So I have recently turned, in the last 30 days, probably 60 customers into business partners who are doing
60?
Incredibly well. Yes.
That's 2 a day, every day of the month.
Yeah. Some days I'll have like 5, some days I'll have 0. Yes. But yes, 60.
60. That's incredible. So what do you, I mean, what's that talk track look like?
Yeah. So first of all, it's so easy because when people love the products, they're sharing it anyway. They're sharing it with their friends. They're sharing it with their coworkers. You know, someone sees them pull it out in the bathroom, you know, a product in the bathroom, a product at the gym, you know, they're like, what is that? And so they start talking about it. So they're already talking about these products if they love them. So I just ask them simply, I'm like, hey, you know, how are you liking your products? Are you enjoying them? And we just kind of have a conversation about that. I'm like, you know what? I just want to let you know, you have the opportunity to kind of do what I do. And instead of sending me business, like either you already have or you plan on doing because people are going to ask you where you got it, you can just keep that business yourself and you can make the retail profit. And they're like, you know what? I kind of have been thinking about this, but I'm just not really sure. I don't really know what to do. I'm not really that good at this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? You don't have to be good at this stuff. If you're already recommending these products, you're already doing what I do every single day. And I actually have training supply, you know, training groups, training on everything. I can show you step by step how to do this because of the resources that we're given. And they're like, oh, so, you know, you're not just thrown in the dark. And you're like, no, of course not. So it's just kind of just a very genuine conversation about a product that they already love or products that they already love. And it just is so easy because then they also feel like maybe they don't have to make a huge investment. They can just use what they already have. And instead of, you know, maybe bringing on people who they need to buy a few products, they already have those products and they can start selling like that. And they're already doing that. And it's so easy. And so it's just really been such a mindset change. When you're looking for product lovers and users already, you're skipping that first part. When you're talking to someone about the business, this is a very bottom up approach. You know, there are people that if you go to a business owner and you're saying to them, you know, here's some product, like they might be more so interested in the business side, which is great. But most people who you approach, they're going to want to try the products first. They're going to want to know what they're getting into. And so having skipped that step and already having product lovers, you're just converting these people into doing something that they already enjoy. So that's been really beneficial for me. It's really helped me. Everybody does this business differently. This is not something that, you know, this isn't the right way, only way, but this is a way that I've had a lot of success with and has honestly been quite great.
So you've been finding customers for the product and then converting or upgrading, some people might say, those from product customers to business partners.
Correct. And I will say, when I was doing it kind of the other way around, approaching people with a business opportunity, that works great too. But you also have more legwork. You're having to kind of throw them into the dark into maybe a website with over 600 products and they don't know where to start. And if you're signing up to one person a day, that's a lot of people to be explaining products to. You know, that's a lot of first steps you're having to take, and people fall through the cracks. You maybe didn't explain something properly, and suddenly the whole onboarding process is just jumbled and they don't know what to do, so they just leave because they don't know what's going on. And it's difficult. So I've found more success this way. And as I grow in the business, you know, as trends evolve, your business has to evolve. So that's how I'm evolving right now. So
makes sense. No, that's awesome. I think, you know, I've been thinking a lot about this too, as I'm trying to grow my own business, and we've gone through ebbs and flows as everybody does. And I think, you know, I'm actually looking at utilizing some tech to actually help me build out that onboarding process so that it can be taken off of my shoulders, but still have all the work. And I think that there's some value there. And I think what you're doing, though, obviously it makes sense. And you're right. It's just from the opposite angle that you're taking it. Now, as you're say upgrading these folks to move from sellers or from buyers to sellers, what are you having them focus on a specific or a basket of specific products, or kind of what are you doing there? How are you narrowing their focus to keep them focused?
So this is actually like the best question ever, because I just did a training on this the other day, and this is part of my new onboarding process as well, which has been so successful. So the first thing that I do is I ask people what they're interested in. So I ask them, you know, are you interested in the fitness side, the beauty side, I ask them what they want out of it. They've never seen the products before, or, you know, they have whatever, even if they have a few products, I'm like, what are you really interested in? Because this business is only going to work if you're working with products that you can relate to. So
Mhm.
ask them that. I ask them their budget, what kind of money are we looking at spending? But also, most importantly, who is your market? Because you might have $500 or, $20 to spend, but your customers might not. So it's great that you might really love these expensive products, but if your target market cannot afford that, then this business probably isn't, you're going to have to find another target market. That's fine. But this business isn't going to just like work for you immediately. So I take those three things into account, and I kind of talk with them about some products I would recommend for them based off of what they like, their budget, and their target market, what I think would work best for their business. They can take this, into account. They can say, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to take your advice, but most people do take my advice, and they end up liking those products anyways, or they've seen them and they've wanted them. So it's perfect. And they, they kind of choose themselves a few products. It is so important that they have something to talk about. Some people start this business off and they don't want to invest anything, but you know what? I'm not willing to work with someone who isn't willing to invest in themselves. Because if they don't have the confidence that they, not everyone's going to have that first confidence, but they need to start somewhere. They can't start this business with nothing. And, I don't recommend this, but I bought my first three products on my credit card because I couldn't even afford them at the time. But I knew that I was going to make my investment back because I had that mindset. I was like, I absolutely will not stop this business until I have my investment back. And I made that 100 times over in 24 hours. So it was totally fine. But that's because I had that mindset. And I just know if you do not come into this business or any network marketing business with that mindset, either you need to figure out how to get there or have someone help you get to that mindset, or come back when you're ready, because you can't kind of dip your toe in the water. You've really got to believe in yourself, and you got to get there, and you've got to kind of go all for that. So that's how I kind of onboard people, start them off with products that would really work for them and their audience. And then from there, I get them started on exactly how to go about selling them.
Once you actually get them going, right? Once you're going, are you, I guess, once somebody decides, okay, I want to become a leader, kind of what's the framework that you're plugging them into from there?
Yeah. So actually, part of my new process is that, which I'm sure you caught on to, is that I don't even mention the business building side, starting a team. And I think that's because that just overwhelms people. But when they start to see, it's so weird. It's almost like when you're not looking for that, they start coming to you. So they're just selling these products, really loving it, really enjoying it. And then they message me, I have someone wanting to do this too. Like, how do I do that? And so that's when I start going, okay, well, this is what's called being, a leader, a team builder, a business builder, whatever you want to call it. And I explained to them, exactly what I did with you. So what you're going to do is basically duplicate what I've done to you, get them set up in our groups, get them set up with kind of the same thing that I've told you. If you're not super comfortable with the products yet, bring me in, I'll help you onboard them, and we'll kind of go from there. And then that's when the conversation sparks about, okay, so, what does this mean for me? How does this affect me? How does this benefit me? And that's when we get into that conversation of what being a leader is in this business or any network marketing business. So it kind of comes more naturally instead of being shoved down their throats when they first start. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, if I'm not a product user, I don't even know what the products, if I'm going to like that, you know what I mean? You have to have all those initial conversations. So it just comes way more naturally. And I do think being a leader in this business is very trial and error. I have made some insane, horrible, not mistakes, but just learning lessons, the way I've managed people or whatever. People get into this business because they want to be their own boss. They don't want to be managed. They're independent distributors. They do not want a boss. So explaining that to them kind of from the get-go as well. And, getting into that conversation about how being a leader in this business can really benefit you. And it just kind of naturally comes from there. And we work on, now working on how to turn your customers into business builders. Or if you have some friends that you think might be really great at this business, how we can approach them and have that conversation. So just, again, a really natural conversation about that, because those conversations flow way easier when it's something that they're interested in versus something you're trying to force into their brain that they don't really understand why that's important yet.
Yeah. Awesome. So as they're selling, talk to me about, and I have a pretty decent idea, but I want to hear you tell us about how they're selling, what mediums you're using, like what, we talked a little bit previously about, attraction marketing, and kind of tell me about your process for that.
Yeah. So first of all, you just never know what someone is going to be good at. So telling someone that they should only sell on social media versus doing a part, like, you just don't know what their network looks like. So for example, most of my team sells on social media. I The way I explain it is, I'm like, you should not look like you're selling something. This should really be a genuine recommendation of products that you love. And that's how people are going to, trust you, because they see that you really love this product. They see you using it because you're putting that on your Instagram, your Facebook. They see you just saying, you guys, this is the best blank ever. And with you having it on, or, your results from it, like, that's how sales just come naturally. And I think that's the difference between the corporate world for me and this world, is that this is just so natural to me, and people just get it, and people feel, we talked about this earlier, your energy. And then people will come to me and go, I kind of want to have my friends over and, do like a product party. And so we could talk about that. But really, mainly, selling on social media is the greatest thing, this network of unlimited people that you can touch in an instant, versus, maybe having 10 people over at your house. So I do love social media, but it isn't the only way. But I love social media because you can show your results on there instantly. You can share your results from, what you looked like 8 months ago to now. It's just a really great source, and I really love it. I just really recommend that all of my team, they share their own results. They should not share other people's results without showing their own, because it just does show people that you are a product user. They can trust you because it's something that you genuinely care about. And like I said, I don't sell, and I don't recommend my team sells products that they genuinely don't like. So that's how I can say that when someone sees a product, it's because they know that that person genuinely likes it. So yeah.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. I think it's so important. And I think so many people will jump they jump straight to the selling without the personal knowledge. And I think too often frankly, that's where the industry gets a bit of a bad rap, where people are just trying, the snake oil salesman type look. And that's important. I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing it that way. So we're coming up here on the end of the time that we had set aside, and I want to be cognizant of that for you. But as you're, I guess as a parting note, what is it that you want us to know? What is it that you want to share that is gonna be beneficial, you feel like, for anybody that you talk to, whether they're interested in your business or not?
Yeah, I feel like, be involved in something that you're passionate about. And we did talk about this a little bit earlier. People can feel your energy. They can feel if you're being genuine. They can feel if you're just trying to sell them something, so be very cautious of that you're getting involved into something, whether it's the corporate world, whether it's any business world, anything. Be involved in something that you truly are passionate about, because that's where the success lies. Like, it lies behind passion. Because if you are passionate about something, waking up at 5 a.m. to answer messages or to package up orders or to do anything like that doesn't feel like a drag, because you can't wait to see what's on the other end of that. You can't wait to see, what comes of your work, your hard work. So be passionate about whatever you're doing, because I promise you, it's like, you won't feel like you worked a day in your life, because that your goals and achieving that, all of that is just on the other side of this hard work. So just find something that works for you, that you're passionate about, products, people, anything. Like, I love the people in this business. They get me going every single day. They give me energy. things either take energy from you or they feed it into you. And this business every day, helping people, helping people achieve things, whether it's, I've had women message me telling me that they've been able to buy their kid formula that week. It's things like that just gives me so much energy and makes me want to do more good in the world every single day because of this business. So find something that makes you feel the way that this makes me feel, and be true to yourself. Whether we talked about this, whether it's your post, whether it's you talking about the business, people know whether it's genuine or not. And if you've just come off an amazing team meeting, just come off, the best results you've ever seen from a product, post about it. People feel that. People feel that you are being genuine in that moment. So just take advantage of all of those moments that you have and just capitalize on them, because that is where your true success is going to shine. And that's, I can attribute all of that and that emotion and me sharing that emotion with people so openly in my first 90 days of this business. I can attribute that to my success because people really saw it and they felt it and they wanted a part of it. And, just be genuine, work hard, and people will follow. And that's honestly what I'm going to leave you with today.
Awesome. Hey, Carly, thanks so much for hopping on with us. I want to make sure that everybody can find you, especially on social media. You've got a wonderful Instagram presence especially. So why don't you give everybody your handle there so that they can follow you and see all the cool stuff you're doing.
Okay, perfect. So my Instagram is Carly Ann RD. I'll spell that out for you. CarlyAnnRD. D as in dog or David. I'm not very good at that.
Or Durst, since your last name, right?
Yes, Durst.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's me. So you can find me there and look at all the updates and fun stuff there, including pictures of Ireland.
Oh yes, she's headed to Ireland for the business, which is awesome and incredible for her. So, Carly, thanks so much again, you guys. That's at Carly Ann RD on Instagram. You can check her out. Carly, thanks so much for hopping on with us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening, and please remember to subscribe. And if you loved us, leave us an awesome review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you consume your podcasts. Now, if you'd like some free training for your team on how your recruiting efforts can be bettered and brought into the 21st century, go to podcast.mlmrenegade.com and get your copy of the Renegade Recruiting Kickstarter.